is Halloween, yes, and we are here in costume.
We're gonna real.
Say it again. Your Batman voice is so impressive. I don't know what Boy Wonder sounds like other than these weird.
He's not as manly.
He's not a boy wonder. Well, let us do away with the surprise and reveal our true identities, because you know what? The beautiful thing is you need to be able to stare at these beautiful eyes right here for the next 29 minutes as we take you into the Dr. Patrick Flynn Show, as we talk about things that matter to you, things concerning health, personal development, growth, business, and so much more. We even have a special guest today. One of them was standing behind us. It was not Maverick from Top Gun. It is actually Dr. Mitch Sutton from our Green Bay office, who's going to be speaking at our Women's Extravaganza coming up this Saturday at Celebration Church from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m.
Yes.
And you're going to want to check that out. They'll put a link in the comments for you. Ladies, because this is an opportunity for one day for you beautiful human beings, you moms, you wives, sisters, aunts, grandmas, whatever that is, to come and be pampered on, to be loved on by men with great speakers, great information, great vendors, even some food, and I'm sure there's going to be some other wonderful things there. Dr. Mitch will be speaking there, and we'll dive into that in a little bit. But you know what? Talk to me about your week so far. What's happening?
Been an intense week. We just got done with an intense training. I think I'm sweating, not from the Batman uniform.
No, you were training hard.
I was training hard today. Actually really getting to some stuff deep. And actually, it's kind of funny. The women's event came from actually growing. You understand? What happens when I started to go out and speak to women, I realized that women, for example, I said guys, and you hate to hear this, but and guys take on a lot of stresses, don't get me wrong. But women, for example, they care about so much more things than we do. So what has happened is they actually have a lot more stresses. So we just said, I started the Wellness Way Women's event for women to actually just get away. Keep the kids at home. Come and let some guy docs, okay? So all those docs will be serving you women and stuff like that. We decided, listen, we got to pamper you. Got to get you a massage. Got to get you some good, healthy, organic stuff that way. Got to have the greatest food for you.
Yes.
Ton of prizes. Women love gifts. Okay.
I think it's $5,000 and give some prizes that will be given away within that 5 hour span. Yes.
We are actually, get this. This is not a joke. We do this every year, but I'm going to tell you. Get your ticket. You know why? We actually give 1 year care free away. 1 year. Let me say that again.
That's impressive.
1 year with one of our docs. Okay. I think last year I was generous. I think I gave out 2. Just because I felt the moment.
Do you know what 1 year with Dr. Greg is like?
Amazing.
This.
Yeah, that's what it turned out. I won it last year, and that's why I look like this now.
That's right. I don't know. I don't know if I could ever really fully have a physique like this, because I feel
let me tell you how. Let me tell you what it's like.
Yes. Do you mind if I
Oh my goodness,
I'm
this is
sweating over here.
Okay. Should we? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, talk amongst yourselves for a minute. Continue to like and share. We thank you for joining us today. We thank you for taking the time out every Tuesday to come and be a part of this show with us. Continue to add comments. If you have questions, make sure you go over to the comment section and put in your questions, and we will address them either during the show or we'll have one of our doctors respond to you as well. But hey, also, do me a favor. Take a second right now. Stop whatever you're doing and put in where you're watching from.
Ooh, good one.
Put in where you're watching, what city and state. Don't mention your job, because that could lead to a possible pink slip while you
I work at this time, like, wait, he's on the show right now.
Yeah, so hey, give us a shout out and let us know you're watching with us. All right?
Yeah. Well, actually, there's a couple more things I want to tell.
Go right ahead.
Before we get, because I know we have a lot of people that watch, but you know what's really cool is the fact that because we have such an amazing crew here, and like I said, we're always working on ourselves. And one day we'll just do a show on that.
Yes.
But here's what happens. We've put people in place that now actually, for example, can start to bring our message out there more. Guys, I'm going to tell you right now, we now, for example, write in detail fantastic articles that will challenge you. Last week, I put my first article out because I said I was going to do it on the show. It was about happy tatas.
Happy tatas.
And it was a great article. I cannot believe how many people read it that way. But we're starting to now put out multiple articles per week. So if you're not on our email list, go to www.twwclinics.com and sign up for email list. Remember, we don't spam you. We just send you information. Like I tell people, we don't have anything to sell you. You know what I'm saying? Most people do videos. Most people do shows. Yeah.
Yes.
Most people do videos and shows, and there's some product pitch at the end. I can always tell you, though, I will always pitch this every time the rest of my life, and it's based on our motto. Every person on this planet has to get tested.
True
just
story.
to know where your body's at. If that's the biggest pitch I'm going to sell you, Do you see what I'm saying? And see, so we don't send you spam emails. We don't send you sales and things like that.
Right.
What we do is we give you great information on there. And then there's videos attached to it that way. So the Happy Tatas article actually had my estrogen video on there that way. And darn, it actually walks you through a great understanding. We have constant videos going out. And if you're on Facebook or even YouTube, okay, go to our YouTube channel that way. I am going to continue to put out massive content every Saturday morning. This Saturday morning, let me tell you, this is big for all groups. I'm covering the topic at Candida at 7 a.m. Saturday morning. I'm going to do it live. I'm going to show you, for example, the secret of why they get it wrong. Why, for example, once again, people that are always on anti-Candida diets, I'll show you why that is messed up and why it's long-term has no success. So I'm actually going to really beat those things and share the secrets revealed. I've gotten massive amount of emails from that. So what we're doing, guys, remember this. The Wellness Way is a place. We have great people in place. Nancy.
Yes.
That's why our videos look better. Do you see him? Like I said, I remember
it's pretty easy to capture this.
I know. It's the beauty. Okay. No, but if you think of it this way, go back to some of my oldest videos. It was a crappy camera in front of a red wall with a tree.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm saying? To now we have all the great things, and we actually keep adding more. We brought Nancy on to take our videos up to a higher level that way. We brought on a very amazing professional writer. So she sat there with me. We talked about it. Because I can't type. This is how I type. Do you understand? And so she types.
You're all thumbs?
No, I wouldn't even know how new this is my thumbs. I just point your finger. And but so what we do is we dictate our articles to her, and she writes them into beautiful stories that way. So watch for all this information come out. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Go to our website. Go to our YouTube channels. Go to our docs that way. Go to Green Bay channel. Go to all the channels across the United States. Go to our website. List everybody out there in the first place.
Absolutely. Well, let's take a little dive into an email, and it's going to lead into our topic, also kind of setting the stage for Dr. Mitch to come out a little bit later, talking about the women's extravaganza, but it's also going to dovetail in with what this mother is asking. And I think this is a great question for the day. It says, "Hi, Dr. Flynn. I'm feeling like a crazy mom who is the neighborhood candy Nazi.
Nice.
Candy is everywhere, and it just feels like it is getting worse. There are like 10 Halloween parties and all the other events in the community and at school. It just feels like my kids are coming home with buckets of candy. When I was a kid, there was one Halloween, but now I feel burned out and Halloween isn't even here yet. How do I know, and how do I keep my kids from eating too much sugar when it seems like it's coming from everywhere? Thanks in advance for any help."
It's very simple. You're the parent. Say no. Next
question. That was simple. Thank you for tuning in today, ladies and gentlemen. It was a great show.
I don't care if your kids whine.
Yes.
Okay? I'm going to tell you a pretty intense story. Okay? We had a situation. This is funny. My wife and I have never given our children anything bad, ever. We won't. We know the devastating effect it has on you. Okay? So what happened is there was a situation where somebody was ignorant and stuff like that. Or I would say ignorant. They're actually stupid. Okay, ignorant is actually not knowing. We told them what they could have, told them what they couldn't have, and a person just ended up giving it to them. My child had a crappy cookie with frosting on top, and so which is filled with poisons. They were like, it was no problem. I was going to punch them in the face.
Yeah.
Do you say him? It's not a joke.
For some people, when we're starting to talk about the reason, once again, for getting tested, right, and knowing what your body can and cannot have, if we are starting to talk about a society that is really sensitive to one allergy, though in particular, schools don't allow what anymore?
Peanuts like crazy.
Airplanes.
Airplanes. You know what I'm saying? This is how ridiculous it's gotten. We've gotten a culture to say it's okay to feed kids poisonous food. Sure. Shame on you.
Yep.
Oh, well, doc, you make me feel bad as a bad parent. Yes, you should feel bad. You were saying?
Yes.
Tell them no.
And then you wonder why your kids could potentially be dealing with half of the issues that they are.
Well, see, now what happens is, I always tell people, I never decided to start the show because I wanted to make you feel good. I didn't. I wanted to make you healthy. You saying? Because you guys are paying thousands of dollars to come into doctors when you sit there and go, the majority of things you're doing, you're making them sick yourself.
Yeah.
You saying? Tell them no. You say, and then come up with different replacers.
Sure, that's it.
Yeah, and see, that's what Dr. Mitch is going to go over on the women's event. See, I got to tell you no because you just got to be the parent.
Okay, but the flip side of it, though, too, Doc, is it's not just saying, you're not just saying no to the experience itself. No. You're saying no to letting your child eat that stuff, but you're still letting them be a part of the social experience, taking them out, let them go out trick-or-treating with the kids, go to the parties, have fun, just don't feed them that stuff.
I'm going to probably go to our church event tonight. And no joke. So what I did is we have the organic xylitol suckers. We have different things that, for example, that represent treats that way. And then when they go play the games at church and at the thing that way, they usually give them a piece of candy. Well, guess what? I just have my own bag of stuff, and I give that to them then.
Yes.
And so they have their own. So it's just about replacing. See, people are thinking like my children actually, don't get stuff. No, they just get the good ingredients.
Right.
They do. Do you know what I'm saying?
And you guys probably make some stuff at home too. And
We
you
do.
have, it's not just about Halloween. You, and I know your wife, she's a phenomenal
Chef.
cook and baker. She makes some of the greatest desserts. And so your kids have experienced
great stuff.
It's not a lack of.
My wife was such a great chef, but then my daughters became little chefs.
Yes.
And my daughter Trinity will make you better cookies than you could buy at the store.
Absolutely.
But guess what happens? It takes time. Remember,
Yes.
it's really funny. People say, Doc, well, we don't have time to eat good food, and we just got to go through fast stuff. That's okay, because eventually you're going to get sick, and you're going to need a doctor, and thank you for your stupidity.
I mean, one of my favorite candies, to be honest with you, is Reese's Buttercups. I think this one, peanut butter cups, whatever they're called. The chocolate with the peanut butter, right?
Yes,
And
yes.
Dr. Mitch actually did a show
Yes.
where he actually made an alternative. I think it's actually turned into more of like a sandwich, which we
Yes.
can talk about. But he said it was amazing. So I think it really comes down to, once again, changing the way you think. You don't have to follow the crowd. You don't have to be a bunch of sheeple. And you can tell your kids no.
You know, if you think of it this way, this is not a joke. This is every area of life. Okay? What happens is this. You're not going to agree with our culture as it gets worse. Our culture has gotten worse dramatically in a lot of things that way. But guess what happens? It's time to stand up and say no. Do you say
Yes.
But you make people feel bad. Get over it. Do you say I'm sorry. You know why I don't really care? You know why I don't really care what people think or what the culture is moving towards that way? That it's okay to do certain things? Why don't you sit one day? I invite any of you guys that want to disagree with me, come sit a day in the Green Bay office. Just the Green Bay office. And come what we see every single day.
Sure.
Do you understand? Watch the amount of vaccine damaged kids that walk in. Watch the amount of kids, for example, that have type 2 diabetes that when we were kids, we talk about this all the time. Understand this, guys. When we were kids, type 2 diabetes, we called it adult onset. But because of a culture change, not because of genetics, our genetics have stayed the same. Do you understand? Watch what's happened to kids today. They're sicker than a dog. We're all fighting over healthcare. Well, not us, but everybody's fighting over healthcare. Who to pay for it? I don't want to do this. I don't want to pay for your health care when you guys are going to feed them 20 Snickers tonight and think it's okay.
Yeah.
It's not okay.
Let me
Stop.
can I ask you a quick question here?
Absolutely.
When we start to look at, I mean, we all know a lot of times, parents, well, you can't have too much candy. So no, we know the kids are going out, they're eating a piece here, eating a piece there, and then they come home and then they dissect it all, then they're counting to see who got more, but then they keep eating, and then next thing you know, they feel like garbage.
Well, they feel horrible. That's why it's called junk food.
Correct.
Do you understand? And so what you do is, here's what happens though.
But it was a good experience.
I think it's a great experience because you'd be sick as a dog and end up in one of our offices.
Right.
You understand? I'm sorry.
Job security, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm sick of pampering people.
I know.
It's like, I'm sorry about your emotional feelings. It's my show. You don't have to listen to it.
Right.
You understand? But like I said, if you want to make change, so therefore, but see, here's what happens. So I'm going to be direct and strong about doing these things, but then what happens is get the replacers.
Yes.
That's one thing. Do you understand today? I mean, think about it this way. There's people that don't eat meat. They created burgers that aren't made of meat.
Weirdest
Think about that.
tasting things ever.
50 years ago, if you said, well, this is a veggie burger, everybody would probably laugh at you. Do you understand? But they turned everything into everything that way. You can have a veggie burger now, so common. Why? You understand? And because of what they make them. You can basically get a replacer now for everything.
Yes.
Heck, do you know when I started 18 years ago? Now it's actually almost 19. Think about this. And milk alternative, for one, if you told somebody in Wisconsin that milk was bad for you, and then all of a sudden,
grief, in the
and
dairy
then tell them
state,
to go
right?
to an alternative, man, you were crucified. Nowadays, there's so many freaking milk replacers because why? Kids are getting sicker. There's more allergies ever in history. And guess what happens? That's why culture had to change even to the extreme where, no joke, I fly all the time. You saying? My last flight on Delta, guess what happened? Delta says, listen, if you do have any snack within your thing that has peanuts, do not open it because somebody can have a peanut allergy and go into anaphylactic shock on the airplane.
And it would not be an accident where they would say, oh, we just didn't have it in our system. We're sorry.
Well, the
There would
stupidity.
be a lawsuit coming.
Oh, the stupidity of the person that fed because it wasn't a public place. Do you understand? The person that did it that way, they had the stupidity to call my wife up and said, well, guess what? They didn't know any better. And what happens is this. It doesn't matter. What happens is this. You are running the organization. You make sure. And we are very clear about that. See, the one thing is this. We're clear about it that way.
Yes.
We are very clear. People say, what happens when you go to your in-laws? They don't get it. What happens? They go, see, my parents would never do it anyways. You see them?
Yep.
Or our friends. Do you understand? Stand for something. Stand for what's right. Do the right thing, and people will change around you.
Yes.
You don't believe
Yes.
me? Our teachers at our school call up and say that Johnny's going to bring in cupcakes for everybody. Could you guys make a cupcake and send it with your kids? Guess what?
Sure.
Yes.
Hey,
Yes.
maybe we'll make it for the whole class.
See, so I'm going back in the other thing. The wellness way
Yes.
is going to create the culture that pushes people in the right direction.
Yeah.
For what purpose? I don't sell cupcakes.
Yes.
Do you understand? But I want you to actually not have the cupcake that's going to destroy your life. And yes, guess what? You guys know this. I covered inflammation last week on our Saturday show. And I said, listen, inflammation's silent. It eats away, eats away, eats away. And all of a sudden you have a heart attack. All of a sudden you have cancer. All of a sudden you have diabetes. It hits you like a ton of bricks.
Yes.
And so let's avoid that. So
Well, you said it just now, they didn't know any better, or we didn't know any better. Well, the truth is, the reason why your kids experience these alternatives because you do know better.
Yes.
You have tested, and really that's, it comes back full circle. So the mom feels like a candy Nazi. Good.
Good.
And then give the
Congratulations.
alternatives for your kids so that as they grow up, they know what that healthy alternative is so that it can affect them for the rest of their lives. It is about creating a lifestyle and a mindset that embraces healthier ways of doing life.
Yep. And that's why if you look at it this way, one of our articles out were actually some tips to get around that. See, so I'll be tough on you now, but I'm not going to just leave you hanging. We're going
Right.
to give you free information. Do you understand?
You
We're going to
bet.
give you information like crazy. Now, if you come to the women's event this weekend, it's $10, so it'll cost you $10 worth of information. And Dr. Mitch is going to crush it. He's
He
going to go
is.
through some wonderful things. Dr. Tenpenny is going to crush it. She's going to do wonderful things. Dr. Greg and Jason and Nicole are going to be speaking that way. They're going to crush it because why? They're going to give you the information that you now can take and apply to your life to make change. Because here's what happens: every disease on the planet is going up. We need
Yes.
change.
We do need change.
We need change.
And part of the voice of that change
Is us.
Is us. And not only that is Dr. Mitch Sutton. And I'd like to do a wonderful thing right on that is to bring Maverick back to the stage with us because he is talking this coming Saturday at the Women's Extravaganza. And
Yes.
what is the topic that you are talking about?
Well, first of all, hi.
Hi.
Hey, Dr. Mitch.
Hello,
This
I
is
still
Doc-
can't-
this
I
is
still
Dr.
can't get
Mitch
over this.
Sutton.
Yeah, hold on.
Oh, there he goes.
There he
Now
is.
that's
There he
right.
is.
Mike,
Ah,
that's
Mike,
not
what?
Maverick.
It's time to buzz the tower, guys.
Yeah.
And it's funny too because I was thinking about that. In that movie, it shakes up some attention.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that's what we need to do. We
Yes.
need to shake up some attention and get some information.
Exactly.
And so at the women's event that we have, that's this Saturday, I'm going to be talking about toxic foods equals toxic kids.
That's good.
And they keep saying how, societies, we're getting sicker and sicker and sicker. And kids are getting sicker and sicker.
Yep.
And all these diseases are going up. But, it's just that we're so much better at diagnosing and our technology is so much better. That's a load of bull.
Thank you.
I mean, it's just wrong.
Yes.
I mean, like you said, these kids are having type 2 diabetes. Kids.
Kids,
I
yeah.
can't wait to see. Sorry, I need to be closer.
No, it's right. Take
Yeah,
the mic.
gotcha.
You got it, man.
Yeah. When do you think is going to be the first time that a child, is going to have a heart attack because of some of these things that are going?
Well, remember, the age of heart attacks is getting lower
lower
and lower, and every disease is going to be now. Remember, think this way. You're still in your 20s, and Ross and I, for example, in our 40s. Do you understand when we were just kids, a simple generation ago, only old people got all these diseases.
People, yes, yes.
Now, heck, do you understand? It's huge, all these kids.
Exactly. And why is that? Because what has been the one consistent thing that we do every day in order to survive is we eat and we drink water.
Yes.
And food is getting cheaper and cheaper and cheaper, and they're trying to sustain the
And the
shelf
ingredients
life,
are
and the
getting
ingredients
worse and
are
worse and
worse and worse in
Yes.
the sense of they are synthetic. They're not even real. Like
Yes.
if you look at the back of a lot of these products and just read the labels, it's all I'm asking you to do is just take 1
That's it.
second out of your day when you're at the grocery store and just turn a label over and read it. If you don't understand more than 3 words on that, even any words on that, you shouldn't buy it because it's not real. They've put so
fake.
many different things, all these different additives and preservatives and these chemicals that make it so much more attractive to you. They stimulate the brain. And these, don't get me wrong, these food companies, they're
smart.
They figured it out.
They're smart.
Right? But
Absolutely.
it's terrible because they're killing you. They're killing your kids. And that's nobody
Something
fights.
you're very passionate
Oh my
for.
God.
I know you are.
Nobody, they're children, right?
Yep.
Your parents, you need to fight for them.
Set 'em up to
And-
succeed
Well,
every day.
and if you think about it this way, though, if you think about it, most grocery stores set people up for failure. Think about it this way. Guys, think of it this way. They have organic aisles now. Well, what's the rest of it? Junk food.
Yes.
Your meat department, junk food. You're saying it was hilarious because Dr. Greg and Jason did a show about some foods last week, and all of a sudden I see these people just commenting negative on there. Guess where they worked? The Wisconsin Meat Council, talking about how GMOs are not bad, get a thing. Because why? Because they're money. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, guess what? You should feel ashamed of yourself poisoning kids like crazy and being like, and defending your position because why? Because it affects your business. You know something? Want to make good food? Do it right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like,
and that's one thing too, is, you talked about, I don't have time. That's where you need to kind of take a step back too and see where your priorities are. We run out of time during the day, but because we see where our priorities are going to be. If you want to put your food and your health first, then you need to make time for that. And something else might have to go by the wayside. That might be a TV show. Oh no. Oh my goodness.
And
that's what you have DVRs for.
Right.
Well, exactly. But then the reason why you're really kind of focusing on toxic food, toxic kids is really to get the parents to understand that it is within their power to set up their kid to succeed every day, because you send them to a school system that could possibly deliver them an absolute plate full of garbage.
And think of it this way. Why are we doing this? Think of it this way. Dr. Mitch is speaking about what not to do, so you need doctors less. So you need Wellness Way doctors less. So you need any doctor less. So you need any medication less that way. See, so what happens is educating, what the Wellness Way has always stood for was information. If you want to equal what the Wellness Way is really about, Wellness Way, information. That's it. And then you can make a decent choice that way. A lot of people say, and this is because of culture, let's say in moderation. There's no such thing as moderation. Your body does not know moderation. It's either poison or it's not, period. Well, no, but I feel bad. You want something? You want to know what takes a lot of time? Being sick.
Yes.
Being sick.
That's a great point.
If you don't have time to do what's right for your child, you definitely won't have time when they're sick. And what happens is this: you think right now your family's not sick as your body's eating away, and all of a sudden they come into you and they don't know what's going on. But guess what happens? A record number of kids are on ADD medication. ADHD medication, a record amount of food allergies, a record amount of stuff like that. Once again, don't tell me it's okay. Don't tell me moderation is okay. Don't tell me it's okay to poison people like crazy and think it's okay and justify as a parent. Shame on you.
Right. And I know that's something that hits especially with you guys.
Oh, it drives me nuts.
You were labeled when you were
Oh, we know what it's like.
It's the worst.
Oh, yeah.
You saying?
One of my best friends growing up, he's still my best friend since we were 10 years old, lived right down the street.
Yep.
And they gave him some medication, and then a couple years later, all of a sudden he's got high blood pressure.
Yes.
At 16 years of age. Are you serious?
Wow.
Yes.
But yeah, but back to what we're doing on Saturday, like we said, we just want to give out information.
Yes.
And we want to treat you ladies right. And what I'm going to just be talking about is how a lot of these things and just some alternatives and stuff that we can do to just get the bad stuff out of the system and see what that kind of junk and all that processed things will actually do to your body, and just show you, what type of things you're doing to your kid and how it stimulates the brain and what can, turn into that ADHD child. And then if you just remove a couple things, and they're not going to get stimulated, and they calm down. It's all about calming their body.
Yes, exactly.
Calm the body down. See, I wondered if I would have had an opportunity when I was young to do something like the food allergy test that you guys do, how much of that could have been reversed just by potentially what my body was responding to, instead of having to take Dexedrine, Ritalin at nauseating amounts.
Huge amounts.
Yeah, it's just insane.
No,
it's
and
insane.
well, see, and what happens is we think that's okay. Do you saying this is where the culture shift and doctors have shifted people's thinking so much. Is like, it's okay to get normal medication. It's okay for children that could never got insulin when they were young to now have shots on a regular basis. It's not okay. You saying? And today's is a tough day of the show. Do you know why? Because you get a choice. See, that's the cool thing is this. Parents, you get a choice. They're your kids. Yes. You can do what you want. But what happens is, don't think that everybody has to feel sympathy for you because your child has type 2 diabetes then. Honestly.
Right.
That's where the tough love. Well, wait, you made the parent feel bad. I hope some parents feel bad after the show today. Because if we can get some parents to go in the right direction with their kids, guess what happens? We don't make more money from it. We're actually just get you to be a healthier family that way. And see, it's really funny. Everybody, and I do this all across the country, constantly, I'll ask people, raise your hand if you want to be healthy. And everybody does. Raise your kids if you want to be healthy. Everybody does. Nobody knows what it is, and they don't know how to achieve it. And then when you tell them about it, then they want to fight and wrestle you.
Right.
Then they're offended.
And even just what we talked about today, that we work on growing all the time.
Yes.
And it's a little painful.
It's very
a lot
painful.
But that pain, it makes you dig harder, makes you go deeper, and you will
you
grow
change.
from it, and you change.
So actually got to say hi to Angie, got to say hi to Sarah, Dr. Stacy down in Illinois.
Stacey.
It's some of that. Hey guys, thank you for watching so much. We really appreciate it that way. Please do me a favor. This is a tough show. I'm being a little tough today because, once again, someone just gave my kid a frickin' cookie with frosting on.
Well, here. Can I just do
So
something
anyways,
real quick?
like and share.
Like and share.
Yeah. Put a angry face on. I'm gonna do it right now. I'm gonna put a angry face on right now.
Okay, because I'm going to stir this up. You got a few minutes left, but you just said, well, with some frosting on it. Do you know how many people just heard that and like, it's just frosting, Doc?
Well, let me figure this way. Here, think of this way. Your body doesn't know moderation. It knows, is it good? And it's a nutrient. You're either eating for repair or eating for disease. Which one do you want? And someone else did that to my child, okay? And then to defend your stupidity, if the guy was said, I am so sorry, we're going to make sure that doesn't happen at this organization again and stuff like that. And what they do? No, they cover up their stupidity. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, yeah, I'm like, guess what? That's where I won't back down.
Right.
He actually tried my wife. He's like, well, we didn't do it on purpose. No, but it happens this. Ask a child. I want to go back to Jess, the person that works with us. If her child has a peanut, he could die. Okay? What happens if he accidentally has a peanut? Well, I didn't mean to do it, but he's still dead.
Yes.
You saying? Egg allergy.
Yep.
Didn't mean to put egg in there. Didn't mean to it. No, because you don't deal with it that way. Do you understand? But we have to deal with all of your sick kids. We have to deal with all these things all the time. So the passion and the excitement, the drive doesn't come from trying to make anyone feel bad. It's like, guys, do you understand? Going to a doctor, including us, costs money. Going to all these things, and a lot of these things, it's really funny. Most diseases are preventable. If you get hit by a car, you can eat good all you want. You're saying eat organic, you're still going to have a problem. But the majority of our diseases are actually developmental. We're doing it to ourselves that way. And it starts with this weekend.
Yes.
It starts with tonight.
Tonight, yes.
You see it? You say, Doc, well, what if I want to let them go? Then take their candy, give them a replacement. Do you know how many kids will actually take money over the bag candy? Here's money or candy. Which one do you want?
I would.
Dentists. There's dentists in town here in Green Bay and across the country that will actually buy your bags of candy from your kids. Dentist. They don't worry about your teeth. Okay, and you can live without your teeth. Okay, you know what I'm saying?
It's smoothies for life.
That's right. Yeah, smoothies. They can gum it. Okay, but the idea is this. That's the thing. There's great things to do that way. And let me say this. That's why learning the alternatives. That's why seeing what you can do so your child can still participate. We're going to go to every event. We're going to be all dressed up. It doesn't change what we do as far as celebration.
Right.
It changes what goes in their mouth when everybody else has something different.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
So once again, continuing to challenge the way we think.
Yes.
And the way we take ownership when it comes to our own pursuit of healthcare. And I can't wait, honestly, for this weekend to see Dr. Mitch and all the other doctors
Yes.
present their information, because what they're going to do is set the stage for you to take ownership of your
Huge
own healthcare,
success.
but even for your kids. Because when you say you love your kids, put into motion a pattern of living that shows them by replacing, give them the alternatives, challenge the way that you view that precious gift of life. And Doc, I'm excited to see you.
Yeah,
It's going to be a beautiful
It's going to
thing.
be awesome.
I'm pumped up. Already.
Toxic food,
I'm
toxic
excited.
kids.
I
Yes.
saw his.
I know.
I will
It's
tell you.
gonna get-
I saw his talk. It's amazing. I seen what Dr. Jason and Greg and Nicole are going to do.
They're all
It's
gonna be
amazing.
amazing.
I'm so excited for
Absolutely.
these guys. Dr. Jerry Tenpenny. So these guys are going to knock it out of the park this Saturday. I'm excited. Guess what I'm going to be? I'm going to be serving all you women this weekend.
Yes, he is.
That's my job.
That's right.
I'm going to be there. I'm going to. You guys, like I said, once again, this
I'll be
event.
your MC.
Yes, Ross will be your MC.
walk you
I'm going to be
through
walking around, and I'm going to be sitting actually in there and just encouraging my docs to continue to do their wonderful work that way. I'm going to be able to pamper all the ladies that are coming that way, and actually, but we have a lot of pampering things going on, and we have a lot of cool things.
Also, one of the cool things is that you'll have you'll have Dr. Jason, the Dr. Jason,
The Jason
Nobles
Dr. Nobles.
Yes.
and Dr. Greg. They'll be doing some just questions and
Answers.
and homework for everybody that's going to show up to this. Write some questions down and pick their brain. They know the answers.
They're great. They're
Anything
fantastic.
that you want to ask, feel free to ask them.
Yes.
It's going to be great. I'm pretty excited to see what they're going to say.
Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we encourage you to go out and celebrate this day. Celebrate with your friends and your family. Go out and have fun. Dress up like crazy individuals. I don't care if you're Batman or Robin, or if you are going to be from
Goose
Top
and
Gun,
Maverick.
Goose and Maverick. Go out, have fun with your kids. Protect your kids. Find the alternatives. Celebrate Halloween, and we look forward to seeing you next Tuesday.